A famous film's dialogue is, "The biggest warrior in this world is a mother." The point seems true too. It is a mother who fights the whole world to protect her children and does everything for her children that no one else can do. But is every mother like this? Perhaps your answer will be yes, but our claim is that when you watch this video till the end, your opinion will change. Today's story is horrifying and far beyond that, pushing the limits of a mother's cruelty. So, what exactly is the complete story of this spine-chilling house of horror? To know, stay till the end of the video. Before today, you would neither have seen nor heard of such a terrifying incident anywhere. Well, before proceeding further in the video, subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon for the information of the latest videos. Friends, this entire story is of Detroit, the largest city in the state of Michigan, America. In the eastern part of this city lived a woman named Michelle Blair. This woman had 4 children. There was a fight with her husband about something, so this woman was living separately from her husband with her 4 children in a large rented house in this city. She was also managing the children's school fees and household expenses. However, after some time, she loses her job, but the expenses keep increasing. Because of this, for some time, friends, she kept managing her expenses by taking loans from friends and some relatives. But relatives too. For how long would they give loans? They start refusing. The result of this is that Michelle Blair fails to pay the house rent on time. The situation becomes such that month after month passes, but she is unable to pay the rent. Michelle Blair also gets her children's names removed from school, saying that she will now teach them herself at home. Meanwhile, when Michelle Blair owes approximately 2 lakh rupees in house rent, the landlord asks her to vacate the house. Even after the landlord's request, several months pass, but Michelle Blair can neither pay the rent nor vacate the house. Finally, the landlord takes refuge in the court. After the entire hearing, 36th District Court gives Michelle Blair a final notice to vacate the house, but she does not vacate the house. Finally, a team is sent by the court itself to have the house vacated. It is the early morning of March 24th, 2015. At that time, Michelle Blair was out somewhere with her children. The workers who came to vacate the house knock on the door several times, but there is no answer. Finally, these people open the door with a spare key and go inside the house and begin the process of emptying the house. First, they remove the furniture and other belongings from the house. While emptying the belongings, when these people try to lift a freezer kept in the living room, this freezer feels much heavier than normal. Because of this, some laborers open the freezer and look inside, and they see that the freezer is completely filled with ice. Now, these people try to somehow remove the ice from there, so the freezer will become a little lighter, and then it will be easier to move it. So, these people close the freezer and start taking out the ice from it. Just as these people remove a little ice, they see a large plastic bag under the ice. Now, quickly, they remove the ice, take out that plastic bag from there, and open it. As soon as the plastic bag is opened, the ground slips from under the feet of everyone present there. There was the corpse of a girl in the plastic bag. The police are immediately called. The police officers come and take the body into their custody. Apart from this, the police team also comes to investigate near that freezer. When the freezer is emptied further, they see another body at the bottom of the freezer. This body was of a boy. Seeing the bodies, everyone is stunned. The police officers now start searching for the woman living in this house. The neighbors point out the potential places where Michelle Blair often used to go. On the indication of the neighbors, the police team conducts continuous raids at those places, and after a few hours of effort, they take Michelle Blair into their custody. When Michelle Blair was arrested by the police, she was only with her 2 children, while she had a total of 4 children. When asked about the remaining two children, Michelle Blair is unable to give a precise answer. After this, the police officers take Michelle Blair inside the house, near the freezer, and then ask about the two bodies recovered from the freezer. Here too, Michelle Blair is unable to give a solid answer and simply says to the police officers, "I am sorry." When Michelle Blair does not give a proper answer, the police arrest her and take her with them. Now, the interrogation of Michelle Blair begins in police custody. The revelation that is made in this interrogation makes the ground slip from under everyone's feet. According to the revelation made by Michelle, one day in August 2012, she comes back from work and sees that her youngest son, Matthew, is performing some activity with a plastic doll. Seeing this, Michelle Blair asks Matthew, "What are you doing? Where did you learn this? Does someone do this to you?" In response, Matthew says, "Yes, Stephen always does this with us." Stephen was none other than Michelle Blair's elder son. Hearing this much, Michelle Blair is furious and runs to the second floor of the house, where Stephen was in his room at that time. She goes into the room and asks Stephen, "Did you do this with your brother Matthew?" As soon as Stephen says yes, Michelle Blair lands a powerful punch on his face, and after this, a barrage of kicks and punches rains down on Stephen. While beating him, when Stephen falls down, Michelle Blair wraps a large plastic bag kept nearby over his face and continues beating him. She beats Stephen until he is completely unconscious. When Stephen regains consciousness a few hours later, Michelle Blair beats him once again, and this time she pours boiling water on his private parts. Because of this, the skin around his private parts starts to melt and fall off. While doing all this, the plastic was wrapped over the son's face, and a cloth was put in his mouth so that he could not scream. After pouring hot water, she ties a belt around Stephen's neck and hangs him with the support of the belt. As soon as Stephen becomes unconscious, she throws him down again. This phase of torture continues for the next 2 weeks, and on August 30th, 2012, Stephen dies tragically due to deep wounds. At the time of death, Stephen was only 9 years old. Now, if an outsider had gotten a whiff of this death, Michelle Blair could have faced severe punishment. Therefore, she does not tell anyone about this murder. Instead, she puts Stephen's body in the deep freezer located in her living room. Michelle Blair tells the remaining 3 children that, "If any of you tell anyone about this, the same will happen to you." Out of fear, the children do not tell anyone anything. Now, time passes by. No one inquires much about Stephen because these children had already stopped going to school. Their relationship with the neighbors was also not good enough for the neighbors to ever ask about the children. The children's father also did not come home, so he also does not get a hint about Stephen's death. Conversations with relatives had also stopped due to the debt issue. Time was just passing. 9 months had passed since Stephen's murder. His body was still in the freezer. Then another horrific incident takes place in this house. According to the revelations made in the police's further interrogation, 9 months after the murder of her son Stephen, in May 2013, she finds out about her daughter, Stony Blair, that she is also engaging in inappropriate behavior with her younger brother Matthew. As soon as she learns about her daughter, Michelle Blair loses her temper once again and beats her daughter Stony terribly. After beating her for a long time, she locks the daughter in a room and leaves her, not giving her anything to eat or drink for several days. Now, Stony's room was only opened when Michelle Blair felt like beating her. The result of continuous beating for several days is that Stony also dies in May 2013 itself. Her age at the time of death was only 13 years. This means Michelle Blair took the lives of 1 daughter and 1 son with her own hands. After murdering her daughter, Michelle Blair also puts her corpse in a large plastic bag and puts it on top of the son's body in the same freezer. Michelle Blair claims that after murdering both of them, she was going to surrender to the police, but her younger son Matthew stopped her. According to Michelle Blair, Matthew says, "I cannot live without you. Don't go." After this, she went to the market, bought a plastic bag, and then put the bodies in the freezer. Michelle Blair's bed was also in the same room where the deep freezer was. On one side, the bodies of 2 children were kept in the freezer, and in the same room, Michelle Blair used to sleep peacefully and soundly. This whole revelation was happening in 2015, meaning Michelle Blair had been living in this house with 2 corpses for the past 3 years. She had scared the 2 surviving children so much that they could not open their mouths anywhere. When the police asked Michelle Blair, "Didn't you feel afraid doing this, or do you have any regret about murdering the children?" She replies, "I have no regret for what I did, because they also had no regret for what they did to their brother." This is enough to show Michelle Blair's madness. She even says, "I did not kill my children, but I killed those who had become monsters." After Michelle Blair's heartbreaking revelation, the police first take the 2 surviving children of Michelle Blair into their custody and send both the recovered bodies for post-mortem and autopsy for further investigation. A case is registered against Michelle under several serious sections, including those for murder. The hearing of this entire case begins in a local court. In the initial hearing, Michelle Blair's parenting rights for both the surviving children are taken away, and both those children are given to the Child Protective Service, from where anyone could adopt those 2 children. Throughout the hearing, Michelle does not appear remorseful, even once, for her actions. Instead, whenever she went to court, she would just shout at the judge and other officials. When Michelle Blair was asked, "Why did you take such a big decision?" she explains that when she was a teenager, someone also did bad things to her. She told her mother about this, and her mother told her, "Don't tell anyone about this and forget what happened." According to Michelle Blair, after this incident, she kept quiet at her mother's insistence, but she was subjected to exploitation several times. But she could not do anything because she did not get any support from home. She further says, "I too had gone through exploitation, and I knew that pain. When I told my mother and she didn't take any action, I didn't want my younger son to go through the same sorrow and pain that I went through. It was just after that that I decided to punish those 2 children. They deserved this punishment." Anyway, after a long hearing, finally on June 17th, 2015, Michelle Blair is convicted of the murder of both children. Due to being found guilty of first-degree murder, Michelle Blair is sentenced to life imprisonment. The court also makes it clear that Michelle Blair will never be given parole in her life. This means she will have to remain behind bars for as long as she lives. Not only this, Michelle had claimed that both children had exploited her younger son, which is why she killed both of them. But in further investigation, that younger child's confirmation is not found. Because of this, Blair's claim appears to be fabricated. Speaking of the present time, no official information is available about the children. Considering the safety and privacy of the children, details related to them have been kept secret. At the same time, Michelle is still serving her life sentence in a Michigan jail. Even when the court sentenced Michelle Blair to life imprisonment, there were no expressions on her face. Rather, she remained completely normal. She even refuses to challenge the lower court's decision in the higher court. Well, Michelle Blair has definitely tainted the sacred and revered word like mother because of her crime. Despite this, there is no doubt that the biggest warrior in this world is a mother. Do tell us in the comment box. If you liked our effort, then also like and share this video. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, quickly subscribe to the channel. Press the bell icon and definitely turn on notifications. We will meet in the next video with another such true story related to the world of crime. Thank you.